Hey everybody, Flyersguy here to remind you that on December 5th, 2025, it's the 200th episode of Back in the Day. That's right, folks. I'm celebrating my 200th episode of Back in the Day. It's going to be Back in the Day 200th episode celebration and a look back at 3 years of entertaining nostalgia here on Back in the Day. It'll be a 200 episode celebration as it's the Back in the Day 200th episode. It'll be coming December 5th, 2025, exclusively on my YouTube channel. So, we're going to take a look back at many years of Back in the Day here on the Flyersguy YouTube channel. I cannot believe that I am at 200 episodes of Back in the Day. So I'll see you all on December 5th, 2025. Hey everybody, it's me, Flyersguy, and welcome to another edition of Throwback Flyersguy. In my last video, I talked about my memories of 2015 and 2016. In today's episode, I'm going to talk about my memories of 2016, 2017. Let's go back to Christmas 2016. That year on Christmas 2016. For Christmas, I got my very first Fire Stick for Christmas, and also for Christmas, I got 2 Philadelphia Flyers jerseys, a 50th anniversary Shane Gostisbehere jersey, and a Stadium Series Shane Gostisbehere jersey. That year, after we got done with Christmas, and Christmas Eve, my cousins came over for Christmas Eve that year. And now we get into the month of January 2017. In January of 2017, on New Year's Day, I went to my Uncle Paul's house on New Year's Day. That day, the night before, there was a Flyers game on, but it was on late. I watched it the next day. Flyers won that game, and they were getting ready to go to my Uncle Paul's house for the big New Year's Day party that he has every year. When I was there, we hung out, and my friend Christina came to visit, and we talked, and we hung out. We took a picture together. And it was a really cool time. After January 5th, at the time, the Lehigh Valley Phantoms were playing some good hockey. Going into the month of February. In February, it was Joe Cassidy's birthday in February. So I wished her a happy birthday that day. And then in February, what else did I do in February? I don't remember much about February. Going into March, a couple days I wasn't feeling good. Turns out I was a little dehydrated. but I was able to get over that, and I felt pretty good. During the time I was on YouTube, and I was watching playthroughs of, I was watching Let's Play, a lot of Let's Play videos. Around this time in March, I went to see the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie that year. And it was really good. It was a remake of Power Rangers. It was not a bad movie. I really enjoyed it. When we went, I wore my Green Ranger t-shirt, and we stopped off at the dollar store right near the theater. We bought some candy and stuff. At this time, I was watching Lucha Underground on Netflix, and during this time as well, in March, we went to visit my grandmom at Gloria Day. Not the same Gloria Day on Dunkin' Road, a different one. So we drove all the way up there to visit my grandmom, watched a little bit of hockey, talked to my grandmom, and we all had a great time there. All of a sudden, after that, we went to Checkers to get some food. And I was watching the Phantoms play the Utica Comets. I think they won that game. I don't really remember. And after this, we go into the month of April, and I'm still watching Lucha Underground. The Flyers season is coming close to the end. At the time, I had a ceiling lift put in my room. My cousin Matt and his friend put it together in the room, and we didn't try it out until later that month. Around May, I think we all ended up going to Longhorn Steakhouse. That might have been the year before, so if it was the year before, it went like this. We went to Longhorn Steakhouse, and we got some fillets. We got some filet mignons, got some potatoes, and it was a really good time. We had a really good time there. Saw one of my friends that used to work, my friends that worked there, my friend from the neighborhood was working there, and I saw her and I said hello. You know, it was really good. During this time in 2017, in the month of April, the Flyers won a game against the Devils. They had a chance to make the playoffs in April, but unfortunately, that didn't happen. Going into the month of April, I was still watching Lucha Underground at that time. Also, I was watching a lot of old commercials on YouTube with the Fire Stick. And I remember, what do I remember here? Also in April, the Flyers had a chance to make the playoffs. Unfortunately, it didn't happen, but the Lehigh Valley Phantoms were pushing to get in to the playoffs for the first time. The Phantoms won some crucial hockey games that month, and they made the playoffs. Also at this time, I was watching 13 Reasons Why on Netflix. It was the first season. After this season, the Phantoms faced off in the first round against the Hershey Bears. They fell to the Bears in the first round of playoffs. They got eliminated. The Reading Royals, I don't even know if they made the playoffs that season. I forget if they did. If they did, I don't really remember. Once that was over, I did a YouTube video. I did a little YouTube video about what happened for the Lehigh Valley Phantoms. We go into the month of May. And during this time, around April and May, there was a new show called The Fosters. My sister was watching it at first. And I was on the computer. During that day, we went to the DMV so my mom can get her license renewed. And we got McDonald's that day. I think I remember getting fries and nuggets. And I got buffalo sauce to dip the nuggets in. Around May, Memorial Day officially came up. And during this month, I was watching a show. I was watching a show on Netflix, and the show was called Skins. Really good British show. One of my favorites. In the month of May, we were going to go to the mall for a day. It was a day before Memorial Day. That morning, I got up for breakfast. I had a waffle with syrup that day. And I was playing a game on Steam. At the time, I was still talking to Elena Koshka, and things were going pretty well between me and her. We get into the month of May. After this, we go to the Willow Grove Mall, and we see my Aunt Michelle at the Willow Grove Mall, and Uncle Gary was there too. And we were planning on going to a restaurant after that. At the mall, I get a whole bag of candy at this candy place. A lot of gummy candy, and it was it was really good. And after I did get a few muscle cramps that day, but I was fine. During this time, I was listening to a lot of different music. That song, the Shape of You by Ed Sheeran, and many other great songs during that year. Then we get to the day of Memorial Day weekend. We go to my Uncle Paul's house. And I did get maybe one muscle cramp that day. And during that day, I was listening to Howard Stern, some episodes of Howard Stern on the radio, on YouTube, and also some episodes of Opie and Anthony. The Memorial Day went pretty well. I remember having a hot dog, mustard and relish. Really good hot dogs, by the way. We then ended up leaving to go back home. Around this time, I remember going to Target and buying a bag of Takis. And Takis are really hot. Chips, really delicious chips. Then we ended up going home where I watched Sam and Cat and Victorious on TNX, on the TNX channel. We get into the month of June, and I'm still watching Skins on Netflix, and also episodes of the Angry Video Game Nerd as well. We get into the month of June, and we go visit my dad's grave on Father's Day. A really emotional day for me. I even got a muscle cramp that day, but I was getting very emotional that day. Me, Megan, and Shelly visited his grave. And on the drive there, I discovered a new song by the Chainsmokers. I recently discovered Closer by the Chainsmokers. I discovered a new song, Something Like This, by the Chainsmokers and Coldplay. We were driving to my dad's grave that day, and I was talking to my dad's grave and just telling him how things were going in my life, how I've been doing lately, and how much I miss him. After that, we headed home. I finished watching Skins on Netflix, Generation 1 of Skins. And I remember I had a bowl of Hormel chili that day. And it was really good. A lot of people say it looks like dog food, but it's pretty good chili to me. I think it might have been a hot chili as well. We also found out that I had a piece of my rod in my back, coming out of my back. We get to the month of July. We get through July and watch every single episode of Skins. I visit Tano's for a couple of days. I get to Generation 2 of Skins. I finished that generation. Then I finished Generation 2, and I'm officially done with it. I tried giving Skins Fire a chance, but that didn't work out. We get into the next last week of July. And during that time, I remember watching Jersey Shore with my sister and eating McDonald's that day. And I was also playing Monster Rancher, an emulated version of Monster Rancher Advanced on the computer. A really fun game, I remember. Watching Seventh Heaven with my sister, and eating one of those devour meals as well. And I also remember having some meatloaf for dinner as well one day as well. We get into the month of July. I think I did get to July 1st. But all of a sudden, the next week of July, I had to go to the doctor to get that rod in my back looked at. That day, we went to University of Penn, and it turns out I would have to have reconstructive surgery on the rod in my back. We got to University of Penn that day, and they were prepping me for the surgery a couple days before. I got a very lovely nurse named Annika. She's very nice too. I had a roommate named Bill, and when I was there, I was watching Modern Family in South Park. A couple days later, I was getting prepped for the surgery. I went under the knife, and they did the surgery. Before the surgery, they had me on some medications. And I was singing, and I was happy. I don't know what happened there. But it was pretty funny. I woke up after the surgery, and my sister was watching Home Alone 2 on the TV and Transformers, the movie. I woke up and I said, I'm back. A couple days later, I was actually feeling pretty good. We got food at the cafeteria before we had left the hospital. And then we went home. My sister got me a bunch of candy as a gift for coming home. And we went home, and I think my sister was there with us. I think my friend Andrew came to visit me. They had us leave for some reason. I didn't feel right. They discharged me. I don't think that was a good discharge from the hospital. And once I got home, I seemed alright. Went on my computer, checked Twitter. Everybody was asking about me, and I told them I'm back, and I'm okay. Even made friends on Twitter with another girl named Gina Valentina. She's absolutely gorgeous, by the way. Very beautiful lady. Shortly after this, I remember for dinner I had a bowl of soup that night. I ended up going to bed that night, and I woke up in the middle of the night, and this was where my life really started to change. Around this time, after eating the soup, I had aspirated, and I ended up in the hospital once again. I woke up, I didn't know where the hell I was, or even remember what happened. It's almost like I don't remember what happened all summer. I woke up, first thing I saw was the respiratory therapist. Her name was Rebecca, and also remember watching TV. And also, I don't know if I was dreaming, but I was seeing things when I was in the hospital. I thought I was seeing a little person trying to kill me. I also thought that this autistic girl, she showed like autism. I thought she was trying to kill me. I don't know, and I get nothing against autistic people. It's just the medication they have me on had me seeing things. And it was pretty scary. I remember not being able to talk at the time because they had this thing on me called a cuff, and they put all the air in a cuff, and I couldn't talk. I remember my Uncle Paul coming to visit me, my brother Chris coming to visit me, my sister Megan, and also my sister Shelley. And it was a long time at Gene's hospital. I had some great nurses. Two of my favorite nurses that worked there were Carrie and Katie, two of my favorite nurses at Gene's hospital. A couple of weeks later, I got out of Gene's hospital and was sent to a rehab facility. The month of August was me getting used to it. At the time, when I was at the facility, they had me leaning off the ventilator, and it was horrible. I hated that. It was the ultimate torture. And I got nothing against Fox Subacute. There were some great people I met there, and I love the staff. I thought they were very kind. Shortly after this, we get into September, and I remember watching the eclipse on TV. And after that, a couple of weeks later, they took the air out of the cuff, and I was able to talk. First thing I said was, "I'm back." Shortly after this, in the month of October, I was getting ready for Halloween. I had my first G-tube put in my stomach. And I went to Doylestown Hospital to have it put in. I ended up having my arms hurt by the doctors because they had to stretch my arms out so they could get the IV in. My arms were hurting for several weeks. Got into the month of November, and on Thanksgiving, I had a breakdown. I got really upset, and I started crying because I started getting really upset because I knew I wasn't able to eat anymore, and I knew I wasn't able to do the things I used to do. And I was doing the things that I was used to doing. And I just broke down that day. And then the staff there, they understood. Everybody understood there. I remember when I was at Gene's, my friends Christina and Caitlin came to visit me. And also, a friend of mine named Mr. Jack from Widener came to see me as well. And we get in the month of November. We get into December, and I celebrate my 30th birthday. Unfortunately, it's in the facility. And I'm pissed, and I do not like that. And there were times when we thought that I'd be getting out before Christmas, but we were mistaken. For my birthday, I remember getting a Billy Joel album and many other great things as well. I was weaning that day off the ventilator, and it sucked. I didn't like it. I wasn't feeling it too well. And some of the nurses got me some stuff for my birthday as well. So, it's a pretty cool birthday. We get into the month of December, and I had my first ever gallbladder attack. After this, they send me to Abington Hospital to get my gallbladder taken out. During this time, I got to see my friend, I don't know if it was Caitlin or Christina. I think she was like an x-ray tech or something there. And the day of surgery, they prepped me for the surgery. I walked in, and let me tell you, the surgeons were some of the nicest people ever. We had one lady in there who was a huge Eagles fan, and she was excited for the upcoming Super Bowl. Alright, Mom? For the upcoming Super Bowl. She even had an Eagles bandana on her head. They gave me the surgery. I woke up after the surgery, and I was on this painkillers for a while. So I love it, and I was loopy on that. And you know, you gotta be careful when you take painkillers. It'll mess shit up. After I got the surgery, I remember staying in the hospital and recovering from surgery. I remember watching a couple of movies. My cousin Vinny, Deck the Halls, and Jingle All the Way 2. A couple days later, I found out that I would not be able to go home yet. I was sent back to the facility to complete my regimen. During this time, the Eagles were in the playoffs, and they were kicking ass. And the Flyers were having a good season as well. And also the Phantoms and the Ready Rolls were doing pretty well. Around January, I finally got out of the facility, and I made my return back home. But I'll tell you more about my road to recovery in the next episode. We're going to stop here on Christmas. I forgot to mention, on Christmas I wasn't able to go home. But I did have my cousins, my Aunt Michelle and Uncle Gary, come visit me as well. And also my Aunt Mary Ann came to visit me in the facility. And also I have visitors at the facility as well. And I'm going to leave it at that, right after Christmas. My next episode, I'm going to talk about my memories of 2017 and 2018. In my next video, it is my road to recovery. It will sure be a bumpy road. It'll sure be one of the bumpiest roads to recovery. When I talk about my memories of 2017 and 2018. Till next time, everyone. Till next time.